We were in my aunt's backyard, strings of warm lights hanging overhead, plates balanced on laps, laughter still lingering in the air. I had spent 2 full days cooking for this family party, marinating, baking, tasting, fixing. I even woke up early that morning to reheat everything perfectly. Everyone had already eaten. Most plates were empty. That's when my mom cleared her throat and smiled in that tight, polite way she used when she wanted to humiliate someone without sounding cruel. "Well," she said loudly, "we should probably be honest." I looked up, still holding the serving spoon. She glanced around at everyone, then back at me. "No one really likes the food you cook." There it was. Not a joke. Not a whisper. Not even private. My dad chuckled awkwardly, like this was somehow harmless. My sister smirked into her drink. A few cousins avoided my eyes. No one defended me. I felt heat rush to my face, but I stayed quiet. My mom continued, "You always try so hard, but it's just not your thing." I nodded slowly, pretending to consider her words. Inside, something cracked. Because this wasn't about food. It never was. Growing up, I was always the extra one. Not the smart one. Not the favorite. Not the success story. Just the one who tried too much and somehow still fell short. Cooking had been my way of contributing. Of belonging. When I moved out years ago, I'd taught myself everything, watching videos after work, testing recipes alone, saving money to buy decent ingredients. Every holiday, every birthday, every gathering, I brought something homemade. And every time, I hoped maybe this would be the moment they saw me differently. Apparently not. My sister leaned back in her chair. "Mom's right. You should just let professionals handle it next time." That's when I noticed something. Every dish on the table, the lasagna, the biryani, the desserts. They were empty. Completely. Someone across the table even whispered, "I thought it was good," but said it too quietly to matter. I smiled. "Okay," I said calmly. "That's fair." My mom looked surprised. "You're not upset?" I shook my head. "No. You're right." She relaxed instantly, satisfied. But I wasn't agreeing with her. I was deciding something. Because standing there, watching them dismiss me so easily, I realized something painful and freeing at the same time. I had been auditioning for love from people who never planned to clap. I glanced at the kitchen door, where the rest of the food sat, extra trays I'd cooked just in case. Enough to feed everyone twice over. And suddenly, I knew exactly what I was going to do next. Not loudly. Not angrily. But in a way none of them would forget. I set the spoon down, wiped my hands on a towel, and said, "Since no one likes my food." I paused, meeting my mother's eyes. "Then I'll stop cooking for this family." The table went quiet again. My mom laughed. "Don't be dramatic." But I was already walking toward the kitchen. Because what I did next wasn't dramatic at all. It was deliberate. And it would change how they saw me forever. Inside the kitchen, the noise from the party faded into a dull hum. My hands were steady, even though my chest felt tight. I stared at the food I'd made, 3 full trays, untouched. The same recipes my family had just claimed no one liked. The same dishes they devoured minutes earlier without complaint. I pulled out my phone and opened our family group chat. "Since my cooking isn't appreciated," I typed, "I won't be providing food for future gatherings. Please plan accordingly." I hit send. Then I did something no one expected. I packed everything up. Carefully. Neatly. No anger. No mess. One of my cousins wandered into the kitchen. What are you doing?" "Taking my food home," I said simply. She blinked. "But everyone already ate." Not all of it, I replied, lifting a tray into a cooler. And apparently, no one likes it. Her face flushed. That's not what we meant. I smiled, but didn't stop. When I walked back outside, carrying the coolers, conversation stopped mid-sentence. My mom stood up. What is that? My cooking, I said. Leaving. My dad frowned. You're being petty. No, I said calmly. I'm listening. My sister crossed her arms. You're embarrassing us. I looked around the table. You embarrassed me first. Silence. Then my aunt cleared her throat. Actually, I thought the food was amazing. A cousin nodded. Same here. Someone else added, yeah, I already asked for the recipe. My mom waved them off. That's not the point. I finally understood then. The point was never whether the food was good. The point was control. My sister leaned in, lowering her voice. You always have to make everything about you. I met her eyes. No. I just stopped making everything about you. That's when my mom snapped. If you walk out with that food, she said sharply, don't expect an invitation next time. I paused. For years, that threat would have destroyed me. Now, it felt like relief. Okay, I said. Gasps rippled through the table. I carried the last cooler to my car. No one followed me. No one apologized. As I drove away, my phone buzzed. A message from my cousin. I'm sorry. That was wrong. Also, if you ever cater something, let me know. I laughed out loud for the first time that day. Because while my family was busy deciding I wasn't good enough, other people already knew I was. And what happened next would make that impossible for them to ignore. The next morning, my phone didn't stop buzzing. Missed calls. Messages. Voicemails. Not apologies, confusion. By noon, my mom finally texted. You made everyone uncomfortable last night. I read it once. Then again. Not sorry. Not we were wrong. Just uncomfortable. I didn't reply. Instead, I did what I'd been quietly planning for months. I accepted the catering contract. It was small at first, an office luncheon for a local firm. But word traveled fast. Someone from the party had recommended me. Then another. And another. Within weeks, I was booked every weekend. The same dishes my family mocked? They sold out. One evening, as I was packing orders, my sister showed up unannounced. She stood there, eyes scanning the prep tables, the equipment, the order list taped to the wall. So, this is what you're doing now, she said. This is what I've been doing, I corrected. She scoffed. You really cut us off over one comment? I finally looked at her. No. I stopped accepting years of them. She didn't have a comeback. A few days later, my parents invited me to dinner. I declined. They tried again. I declined again. Eventually, my dad called. His voice was softer than I remembered. We didn't realize you felt that way, he said. I took a breath. You did. You just didn't think I'd ever leave. Silence. I'm not asking you to understand, I continued. I'm asking you to respect me. They never responded. And for the first time, I didn't chase their approval. Months later, at another family gathering, one I chose not to attend, I heard the food was bland. Someone joked that they missed my cooking. No one laughed. I was busy that night anyway, serving a full house, smiling customers, people who said thank you and meant it. I didn't lose my family over a meal. I lost the need to be small to belong. And that tasted better than anything I ever cooked for them.